Hello, everybody. This is Beyond Mount Rushmore, the history you never knew you needed. I'm Jeff Hickox. Across from me, our self-proclaimed presidential historian, Mr. Stan Nawalani.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. We're glad you're here with us.
What are we talking about today?
It's your job.
Okay, I do know what we're talking about, and I want to stress this right from the beginning.
Okay.
We're not talking about a specific president.
We are not
today.
this time, no.
No, and we've done this periodically, whether it's something interesting that happened in history,
True.
who was in Lincoln's box at Ford's Theater, and his
Tecumseh's
story.
Curse.
Yeah.
We had, what was the bicentennial, or the 4th of July?
Yeah,
Patriotic presidents.
where they died on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Well, this one is going to be along those lines. It's just unfortunate that President Rutherford B. Hayes was the one involved in this thing. And
ugly situation.
we discuss in the 21st century, and I guess starting with the 2000 election between Bush and Gore, how corrupt these politicians are, how corrupt the elections are, how rigged.
The hanging Chad in Florida.
Yep, you remember? Florida, as Tim Russert used to say, Florida.
Yeah, Florida's in this one, too. Did you know that?
Yes, they are. It's a long-running thing. But we talk about Bush and Gore. Then we talk about Trump and Hillary Clinton.
Correct.
And the controversy of claiming fixed elections there. Obviously, with Trump and Biden, it divided a country of who won the election. We even talked about how Tecumseh even got confused about who won the 2020 election. Who do I have someone take a pot shot at?
Who am I supposed to curse here?
You and I have been doing a lot of reading on this one. And for those of you that think America is going to hell in a handbasket, the election of 1876 puts it all to shame.
Pale by comparison.
This is the doozy of them all. Everything, every stereotype you could imagine about happening in an election, and the smoke-filled rooms and the private meetings and the handshake agreements, it all went on in that election, which incidentally was the year of our centennial.
Right, 100 years, and boy, did we mess it up.
Buckle up for this one, because just when you think it's going to be resolved, it's not.
It's a good one, and it's crazy.
So, I told you, Rutherford B. Hayes, I almost call him a victim of this.
Yeah.
He was an honest guy. He was a good guy. He was doing what the party asked him to do. So I say he was the victim.
He really was in this instance, because he didn't have a part in this. Well, let's go.
I say, Rutherford B. Hayes, we could have very easily had, and I mean really easily, had President Samuel Tilden as our president of the United States. He was the governor of New York. This presidential election was not solved until 3 days before Inauguration Day. Inauguration Day in 1877 was March of 1877. Had this been, as we do today, January,
it would still be going.
It would still be going on. We would have had a constitutional crisis, because at 12 noon on January 20th, there would not have been a president to take the oath of office.
Right. That's insane.
It all started back at the end of Ulysses Grant's second term. America is in crisis because his cabinet, his administration was so corrupt. Yeah. We've discussed this before.
Right. Good man. Bad choice in people.
Horrible. America was in the middle of an economic depression. The depression that was going on then is second only to the Great Depression.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And Reconstruction has been going on for over a decade. I think like 12 years. Reconstruction down in the South. And
after the war, reconstructing the South, yes.
And the Democrats in the South are fighting the Republicans tooth and nail. They don't like the idea that African Americans and freed slaves had a right to hold positions in state houses of representatives. They didn't like the fact that freed slaves could, now that they were free Americans, could vote.
Right.
So America had a lot of baggage, and America wanted, and we just said it about both of these guys, Hayes and Tilden, honest guys.
Yeah.
Honest.
I mean, great reputations to this point.
Let's tell you briefly about Rutherford B. Hayes. He had 2 separate terms as a governor of Ohio. Served, retired, came back for his state, and served again. The B in Rutherford B. Hayes, Burchard.
I did not know that.
Burchard. He was born October 4th, 1822 in Delaware, Ohio. The Democrats, they have not, keep in mind, the Democrats have not won the White House in over 20 years. And so the Democrats decide to choose a Northern Democrat, the governor of New York, Samuel Tilden, born February 9th, 1814, New Lebanon, New York. We talking about honest guys. Hayes was, by the Republicans, was viewed as honest and safe. Tilden was viewed as simple.
He was very simple, yeah.
He was simple, easy to control by the Democratic Party. Neither possessed excitement or charisma. Here is a clip from presidential historian, Columbia professor Eric Foner, who basically says these guys were party men, but they weren't the brightest bulb out there.
Both of them were basically mediocrities politically. You had 2 political parties competing throughout the nation with people very loyal to them.
Now this election, okay, we got a Democrat, we got a Republican. Let's have election day, November 7th, 1876. These 2 dimwits are going at each other.
That's half-wits, remember?
Yeah, half-wits.
Mediocre.
The race was close. And you're saying, well, a voter turnout, it's always low. So many people have the opportunity to vote, but they don't vote.
They never take advantage of it.
The turnout for the 1876 presidential election was the largest turnout and still remains today as the largest population turnout for a presidential election. 82% of the public that could vote voted.
That's incredible. Out of 46 million people at that time.
Yeah. Democrats carried most of the South as expected.
Right.
And I'll tell you why they carried most of the South. They also carried New York, where Tilden was from, Indiana, Connecticut, New Jersey, all the surrounding states. Tilden had 250,000 more popular votes than Rutherford B. Hayes had.
So that's 250,000 of 40 million.
It's close.
Yeah.
The Electoral College had Tilden ahead as well. Only 3 southern states remained to be counted. So the popular vote is in. Tilden has a 250,000 votes over Hayes. Electoral College is in with the exception of 3 states, and Tilden holds the lead in the Electoral College.
Of the decided states, he's got this election both ways.
Yep. Rutherford B. Hayes went to bed on election night believing he had lost and was actually giving interviews to newspapers conceding the race. As I pointed out in the beginning of it, how back in the 2000 election, Tim Russert from NBC used to have that whiteboard.
Yeah.
Florida, Florida, Florida. There were 3 states, 3 southern states that remained to certify the election and the electoral votes.
Okay.
Those states were Florida. Louisiana, and South Carolina. They had yet to call the race.
Okay. Too close to call.
Tilden appeared to have won 184 electoral votes, one short of a majority. Hayes appeared to have 166 electoral votes, with the 19 votes of 3 southern states still waiting.
Wow, okay.
Which would have put him over the top.
Yeah.
Why were those states taking so long?
Why?
Democrats, who we pointed out, who did not like, after more than a decade of Reconstruction going on, were preventing African-American freed slaves from voting.
They did not want progress.
In the South, African-Americans, freed slaves, would go to vote and they'd be intimidated.
Yeah. Yeah, they would stand around the polls and with guns. And
experts are looking at it now, saying that if everything was on the up and up in Florida, Louisiana, and South Carolina, Rutherford B. Hayes would have won those states and would have gotten those electoral votes and would have won the presidency.
So the Republican would have won.
Hayes would have won those races.
Okay.
Hayes would have, but they weren't declared. The Democratic power broker said undeclared. Most of the freed African slaves, they were all registered Republicans.
Of course they were, yeah.
And
the party of Lincoln.
Yeah, and the Democrats tried to prevent it.
Yeah.
The results of those states, when it finally came down to crunch time and they said, look, we need an answer here.
Yeah.
The results of those states were rendered uncertain because of claims of fraud by both parties. So pretty much what goes on today. Okay, there's going to be no resolution here.
Yeah.
You are pointing the finger at each other, and we know what's going on, but we're not getting anywhere by a lot of this finger pointing.
Probably why we have an attorney at every polling place now, huh?
Yes, it's exactly why.
Yeah.
To further complicate the matter,
Further,
for Rutherford B. Hayes, one of the 3 electors from Oregon, that's a state that Hayes won.
okay.
But one of the electors was disqualified.
Why?
Ineligible to be an elector. You're out.
Who disqualified? The Electoral Board?
The state of Oregon.
Okay.
You're out. That reduced Hayes's electoral college vote to 165. So the disputed electoral votes are now 20, not 19. Now there's 20 disputed electoral votes. If Hayes was not awarded all 20 of those votes, Tilden would be president. This is how close this Samuel Tilden was to becoming president. Hayes lost another electoral vote because of Oregon.
Yeah.
Inauguration Day is getting close.
Yeah. Thankfully, it's in March because it's too cold in January then.
If Inauguration Day was January 20th, 1877, we'd have a constitutional crisis. But then it was March 4th was Inauguration Day because they thought it would be a little warmer than January. Congress literally did not know who would be put in charge of the decision of who gets what. What do we do? Is it going to be the Senate because we don't have the electoral votes? Is it going to be the House of Representatives? Yeah. We're in dispute because there's 3 states that haven't called it. What do we do? It was put into action to put a commission together.
Yeah.
With, and boy, I'm about ready to tell you. If you're still following this, I'm about ready to blow your mind even further.
It's insane already, but yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, let's put a commission together. Equal number of Democrats, equal number of Republicans, and some independents. We'll even get we'll see if we can get a member of the United States Supreme Court who is an independent and can sit on this commission.
Right.
We're going to go and figure this thing out. Right?
Right. Wrong.
The problem comes when the Illinois election results put that neutral Supreme Court justice into the Senate.
Oh, boy.
And in a Republican state,
Yeah.
Rutherford B. Hayes, one state, that Supreme Court justice, who was an independent but stepped down from the court to be in the Senate,
Yes.
selected a Republican to take his place, which meant when the vote came,
Right.
who's going to get the presidency, it went along party lines,
And there
and there was one more Republican than there was a Democrat.
8-7.
So it was 8-7. Hayes wins, right?
Yeah.
Wrong. Wrong.
Of course it's wrong.
The commission goes nuts because they can't keep an even vote.
Right.
And Illinois got the election going on where the Supreme Court justice, who's neutral,
Right.
goes to the Senate. And now they say, it's 8-7, Hayes wins. No, he doesn't. No, the Democrats were like,
Yeah.
you're up to shady tricks.
Right. No,
Well,
you're wrong.
no, you're up to shady tricks. This is how, keep in mind, we are in January of 1877.
I know. And on a side note, I can't believe could you imagine a justice running for Senate today?
Oh, it's insane. It's insane.
Crazy. Anyway, I'm sorry.
So they met. We're coming up on days before Inauguration Day. They met at the Wormsley Hotel in Washington, D.C. to create what they called a compromise.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Which was not good for America.
no, but here's the thing. I'm going to blow your mind even further. The hotel, the Wormsley Hotel,
Yeah.
was owned by a gentleman by the name of James Wormsley, said to be the richest black man in Washington, D.C. He was a free black person who was a very important and wealthy businessman. What was compromised in there would affect black lives for nearly a century.
Yeah.
And it happened at a black-owned hotel
That is
in
insane.
Washington, D.C.
Let's see that. I did not know that. That is crazy.
The Republicans promised concessions in Reconstruction
Mm-hmm.
to the Democratic Party and basically agreed to bring the federal government out of the South and let the Democratic big bosses run their states the way they promised to run them. Please run them on the... Oh, sure, we're going to run them on the up and up. They didn't.
No, they did not.
And that
Segregation.
ushered in Jim Crow
Yeah. Yeah.
for a century. It was a hell place to live. Black congressmen that held state seats, business people, everything was taken away from
From the
them.
South. They
They
were gone.
couldn't vote. They couldn't hold office. They couldn't do anything because the Republicans said, all right, we're going to end Reconstruction. We're going to let you, on your good word, Democrats, we're going to let you run the South.
And hundreds of thousands of people died.
Yep.
So those people could have the right to vote and hold office, and it was all just given away in a backroom deal.
Correct. A smoke-filled room.
Sad.
The other compromise that was made is that Rutherford B. Hayes had to promise one term. You serve your 4 years, you let us control the South, and we'll let you become president of the United States. Handshake, 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 deal done.
Wow.
Democrats agreed to it 3 days before the swearing in. 3 days.
So the country didn't even know who the president was going to be until 3 days before he took the oath of office.
Correct.
That is crazy.
At 4:10 a.m. on March 2nd, 1877, Senator Thomas W. Ferry announced that Hayes had been elected to the presidency by an electoral margin of 185 to 184.
By one.
by far, the dirtiest, most corrupt, backstabbing, disrespect of the American population that ever existed in the 250 years of this country. Don't tell Jeff Hickox here and Stan Nawalanik that, Trump is a fraudulent president, or Biden didn't win the election, or Hillary should...
Compared to what that happened in 150 years ago.
This was a true, rigged, fixed, dirty election by politicians who lined their pockets, and it was about power.
Yeah.
And that's all it is about today, and even 150 years ago. It's about power.
Yeah. And millions of innocent people suffered for decades. I mean, almost a century.
Let's give you a little postscript. President Hayes, died of complications from a heart attack at his home on January 17th, 1893, at the age of 70. His last words were, I know that I'm going where Lucy is. That was his wife, who passed away a few years before him.
Yes.
President-elect Cleveland and Ohio Governor and soon-to-be President William McKinley were at the funeral. As for Samuel Tilden, he retired in the early 1880s, living as a near recluse at his 110-acre estate in Greystone, New York. That's in Yonkers, New York. He died a bachelor.
He did.
Now, was he gay?
Right.
I don't think so.
There was a lot of rumors that he was, because he had a lot of male companions or friends.
Yes.
And he was a confirmed bachelor, as they say.
According to one senator that he knew, he confided in them that he had never slept with a woman. Some people might label him asexual because there's no proof that he had a guy friend.
Zero evidence.
Zero evidence. But he probably never slept with a woman.
Died a virgin.
Yes.
Wow.
Tilden's gravestone. I'm going to leave it on this. Tilden's gravestone bears the words, and you can go and see it.
Yeah.
He lost now. His gravestone says, I still trust the people.
God bless him.
That is on his tombstone.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Oh, by the way, you got any tidbits?
I do. I have a
Throw
couple of
tidbits.
things. You did mention Tilden's grave. By the way, if you didn't know this, but President Hayes, for a while, his entombment was next to a BP gas station. They had to move it because of encroachment. It was a very blighted area. His nickname when he was president,
Hayes,
was fraudulency.
Oh, sure.
President Hayes had the first phone in the White House ever.
Yeah.
You know what the number was?
What?
1.
Hello.
It's not even a joke. His number was 1. And his wife, Lucy, her nickname was Lemonade Lucy. That was because she refused to have alcohol in the White House.
Not surprising.
Yeah, during that time, yeah. But, it's a great story. Really love that. Oh, one more thing. I did want to say that when Tilden passed, he gave all his money to create the New York Public Library system, $7 million, which would equate to $211 million today. That's a lot of money.
He didn't have a wife or children to give it to.
Well, yes, he did not.
Because he never slept with a woman.
What's our next episode going to be, Stan?
Our next episode, and you've been hankering for me to do this for a while now.
Yes, I have.
Pretty intriguing story.
It is, I think.
Zachary Taylor, our 12th president of the United States, passed away in office shortly after taking office.
Not part of Tecumseh, but yes, he did.
Right. And rumor had it for a long time.
Yeah.
Was he poisoned?
Right, yes.
Was he killed by poisoning?
It's a great story.
And the mystery stayed a mystery for 141 years.
Yep. Until now.
Yeah, that's in 2 weeks.
Yes, it is.
The mystery of Zachary Taylor.
This has been Beyond Mount Rushmore. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. It was a great one. I'm Jeff Hickox. This is our self-proclaimed presidential historian, Mr. Stan Nawalanik.
Hi, everybody.
And we'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and you can check us out wherever you get your podcasts. See you later.
And also our Facebook, Instagram, what else? TikTok. We got them all.
We got them all. We got all the things that you've been warned about.
Exactly.